In Italy, the criminal mastermind Cyrus arrives at a prestigious auction house with a carefully crafted plan. Disguised as a regular attendee, he casually passes by Denton, a master of disguise, and Mi-sun, a skilled hacker, who are actually members of his team. Unbeknownst to Interpol's Abby, leading a team nearby to monitor Cyrus, he pretends not to recognize Denton and Mi-sun, concealing their alliance. Simultaneously, in London, safecracker Magnus and engineer Luke position themselves for their part in the unfolding events. As the auction in Venice progresses, Interpol's Abby, who once dated Cyrus without knowing his criminal background, is seething with anger. Meanwhile, in the art world, Malson acquires the first piece for a staggering 11 million. The auction host then introduces N8, an artist presenting an NFT, a mask adorned with 482 cameras, capturing a moment in Van Gogh's style during the sale. Cyrus, aware of Abby's team presence, competes with Malson in a bidding war. After the sale, Mi-sun triggers an alarm, prompting chaos and an exodus from the auction house. Abby senses something amiss and dispatches her team. In London, as the alarm sounds, Magnus skillfully manipulates an electronic lock, gaining access to the storage area. Inside, he successfully pilfers a valuable painting. He places it into a tube and tosses it into the water, where Luke retrieves it. Meanwhile, Cyrus invites N8 to conclude the deal on his yacht. Exiting through the rear exit, they find pilot Camila on a boat, swiftly departing before Abby arrives. Realizing the NFT can't be physically stolen, Abby grasps that they've absconded with the artist. Undeterred, she attempts to pursue on another boat, but Mi-sun thwarts her by hacking into multiple vessels. Unyielding, Abby switches to a different boat, prompting Camila to employ high-speed maneuvers, obstructing Abby. Upon reaching the sea, Mi-sun activates a barrier, allowing Camila to pass through, leaving Abby behind. On the yacht, the team pays N8 20 million for the NFT and revels in celebration. Later, Abby discovers Denton's deception in the security footage and dispatches her team to find him. The next day, N8's abduction makes headlines. Initially alarmed, N8 learns the criminal's true motives from Cyrus, mimicking the Mona Lisa's increased value after theft. Magnus and Luke sold the painting for 20 million, enabling Cyrus to purchase the NFT from N8, which has now vanished, making the NFT's value soar to 89 million. Cyrus and N8 plan to share the proceeds, with N8 willingly participating in the scheme. While Denton is apprehended by Interpol, Abby secures a photo proving his association with Cyrus. In an attempt to interrogate Denton, Abby receives a package from Cyrus containing his auction paddle and pictures from their past week together. Frustrated, Abby decides to travel to London to bring Denton. At the British headquarters, she meets with Huxley, who proposes a deal involving Cyrus. Initially hesitant after a year of pursuing Cyrus, Abby learns of a more urgent mission. Jorgensen, a highly dangerous criminal responsible for numerous killings, is collaborating with the hacker group Leviathan to execute a catastrophic water-based attack in 17 days. Huxley, having uncovered crucial information, wants Cyrus to prevent the movement of gold from London to Zurich, part of Jorgensen's plan. Despite her reservations, Abby reluctantly agrees, realizing the potential threat. In the evening, Abby confronts Cyrus, who initially rejects the job upon hearing Jorgensen's name due to the danger involved. Abby emphasizes Denton's predicament, dangling full immunity for the entire team, providing them a chance to reunite with their families, and ultimately compelling Cyrus to accept the mission. Cyrus insists on Abby joining their team, making it a condition for his agreement. Meanwhile, in Ireland, Cormac, one of Cyrus's henchmen, has captured the mole and subjected him to prolonged torment. Cormac video calls Jorgensen to showcase the traitor's gruesome fate as he's attacked by a dog. The following day, Abby releases Denton and convenes with the team to share the gathered intel. The plan reveals that the gold bars will be heavily guarded on both airports, packed in a crate. After careful consideration, Cyrus proposes an audacious approach, taking the entire plane. This entails using a second aircraft to swap the radar signature, requiring a private jet. They approach Malson for assistance, leveraging Abby's knowledge of his illegal activities. Reluctant initially, Malson becomes cooperative upon realizing his vulnerability. Abby, armed with her Interpol badge, arranges to conceal the jet in an Interpol hangar, disguising it as an inconspicuous old plane. Magnus adapts his vault-breaking laser for turbulence, and Denton tests various wigs and beards for their upcoming mission. Camila encounters difficulties in simulating the maneuver to position the jet under the gold-laden plane, prompting Cyrus to devise a solution. Luke will equip the jet with all the cameras from the NFT, providing Camila with complete visibility around the plane. Mi-sun possesses a program to hack GPS transmissions for air traffic control deception, but synchronizing the movements of both the jet and the plane simultaneously proves impractical at high speeds. Abby, aware of this challenge, taps into a contact, Harry, an air traffic control employee and Interpol informant. In a subsequent meeting with Harry, Abby struggles to persuade him based on altruistic grounds, prompting Cyrus to offer a substantial $1 million incentive, instantly gaining Harry's cooperation. Later, Abby and Cyrus confer with Huxley, who reveals the mole's demise, prompting the bank to expedite the gold transfer from 17 to 10 days. Concerned about the shortened timeframe, Cyrus contemplates withdrawing from the plan, leading to a heated dispute with Huxley. Abby intervenes, emphasizing the life-saving nature of their mission, compelling Cyrus to relent and continue for her sake. At the hangar, the team learns from the news about a cyber-terrorist attack flooding Madrid, causing 13 casualties with expectations of further fatalities. Concerned about the escalating danger, Cyrus attempts to withdraw once more, but the resolute team refuses to abandon the mission. Despite Luke expressing hesitancy, they unanimously agree to thwart Jorgensen. Meanwhile, in his mansion, Jorgensen appreciates Leviathan's demonstration of power. Mi-sun completes the GPS hacking device for the plane, but its appearance resembles a bomb. With no alternative, they decide to select a few team members to carry the components and assemble the device on board. Over the next 10 days, the team diligently works on finalizing details, concealing the plane, practicing device assembly, and synchronizing their tasks perfectly. On the mission day, Cyrus and Abby pose as a couple in first class, with the rest of the team strategically positioned throughout the plane. Cormac and 4 henchmen join to oversee the gold. Equipped with concealed communicators, the team remains in constant contact, though Cyrus notices Luke failing to check in. He dials Luke and discovers that Luke, overwhelmed by fear of Jorgensen, has decided to abandon the mission. As the plane takes off, Camila sets out on the jet. Mi-sun, using her laptop, infiltrates the plane's information and uncovers the presence of Jorgensen's henchmen, urging caution. Team members discreetly enter the bathroom one by one to conceal the device pieces. Abby follows to assemble it, facing a tight 10-minute deadline before Camila reaches their location. Despite Abby's swift assembly, a mishap occurs as she attempts to hide the device behind a light, causing it to drop and disassemble. With Cyrus growing impatient, he enters the bathroom to assist just as henchman Donald becomes suspicious and knocks on the door. Abby, to divert attention, feigns intimate noises. Meanwhile, Camila encounters camera issues due to turbulence, resulting in a signal outage and a broken camera. Yet, just in time, Camila executes a last-minute maneuver, positioning the jet beneath the plane. As the device remains incomplete, the duplicated signal appears on air traffic control computers. To address the situation, Harry feigns harassment by a coworker, distracting them from the anomaly on the screens. Fortunately, at that precise moment, Abby and Cyrus complete the device assembly, successfully hacking into the plane and eliminating the duplicate signal. To celebrate this milestone, Cyrus kisses Abby discreetly after concealing the device. Subsequently, Harry contacts the plane pilots, fabricating a fake storm and instructing them to alter course towards a private airfield in the Alps. The pilots, convinced by the ruse, veer off course, while Camila deploys a drone to maintain the original signal, deceiving other traffic computers. The altered course is announced to passengers, prompting the henchmen to prepare for action. Simultaneously, Denton assumes the role of a sick passenger, diverting the stewardess's attention from Magnus to pilfer an oxygen tank and sneak into the cargo area. After Misun cuts off the Wi-Fi and hacks into the Gold's lock, Magnus, wearing an oxygen mask, opens the compartment, causing a slight shake from the pressure variance. However, accessing the Gold with the laser proves time-consuming, and the henchmen position themselves strategically. Donald, brandishing his gun, attempts to coerce a stewardess into opening the cockpit, catching Abby's attention. Seizing an opportune moment during another shake caused by the laser, Cyrus tackles Donald, who responds by firing shots. Using bags as a makeshift defense, Cyrus wrestles Donald to disarm him, just as a second henchman enters the scene. Abby springs onto the second henchman, engaging in a physical confrontation while simultaneously Cyrus grapples with Donald. The increasing turbulence caused by Magnus using the laser makes both scuffles chaotic, resulting in stumbling and collisions. Donald attempts to strangle Cyrus with a phone cable just as Abby shoves a cabinet, prompting both henchmen to evade, causing the cabinet to tumble downstairs with Cyrus and the stewardess. Meanwhile, Magnus successfully unlocks the safe, gaining access to the Gold. Abby dispatches the remaining henchmen while Donald retrieves his gun. Before he can shoot, Cyrus incapacitates him by forcefully colliding him against glass. Cyrus and Abby attempt to reach Magnus, only to encounter Cormac and his gun blocking their way. Suddenly, the plane lands at the new destination, sliding on the frozen ground and eventually halting in the snow. Camilla, landing with the jet, narrowly prevents it from colliding with the plane. Cormac and his accomplices capture Abby, Cyrus, Magnus, and Camilla. After confirming the Gold's safety with Jorgensen, Cormac pledges to personally deliver it. Cyrus attempts to persuade Cormac to adhere to the original plan of using the train, but Cormac insists on taking the jet, bringing the team with him, excluding Magnus. Soon after, Camilla follows Cormac's orders, but discreetly sends a signal to her teammates. Abby and Cyrus fasten their seatbelts, and Camilla maneuvers the jet erratically, simulating the Gold's instability and causing it to shake. This deliberate shaking gradually loosens the metal covers, aiding in the jet's potential discovery. Meanwhile, back in the Alps, Magnus overpowers his captor, seizes the gun, but chooses not to use it. Instead, he attempts an escape. When the henchman tries to shoot, the gun backfires due to Magnus' modifications, injuring his hand. At the train station, Huxley realizes the Gold is not arriving, and his partner informs him of the failed plan, with the Gold now en route to Jorgensen's villa. Unconcerned about Abby's safety, Huxley contacts NATO, reporting a terrorist threat and suggesting shooting down the aircraft. Military jets are dispatched, taking off. Meanwhile, Jorgensen meets with the Leviathan leaders, feigning the Gold's delay as part of his intentional plan to divert authorities' attention. The team's aircraft is encircled by NATO jets, prompting Harry to notify authorities about civilians on board. Despite Huxley's deceptive denial, insisting on shooting it down, Cyrus intervenes by activating the pole to disarm the henchmen, leading to a fierce struggle between Abby and them. Amidst the chaos, Abby seizes the remote control, displaying civilian hostages on board on the jet screen. Camilla executes a bold maneuver, flipping the jet upside down to show the message to soldiers, compelling them to abort the missile launch. After the withdrawal of other jets, a henchman pressures Camilla to address the situation. In a brief scuffle, he forcefully pushes her, breaking her wrist and instructing her to land. Feigning compliance, Camilla unexpectedly pulls a lever, causing the jet to rapidly descend. While Cyrus deals with Cormac, Abby regains control, ejecting Cormac from the plane before securing the door. Taking charge of the cockpit, the duo manages to prevent further descent, but a loose metal piece damages the hydraulic pump. Despite her pain, Camilla steers the plane with the engines, landing in Jorgensen's garden. However, it slides down the road, sustaining damage until it eventually tips onto its side. The Gold promptly tumbles from the plane, leaving Cyrus, Camilla, and Abby encircled by Jorgensen's guards. Recognizing a functioning camera, Cyrus alludes to the NFT observed during the auction, signaling Misun to initiate hacking. Jorgensen arrives wielding a gun for interrogation, but just then, the Leviathan leader receives a message about Interpol, prompting her to cancel the deal. Enraged, Jorgensen shoots her leg and insists on reinstating the deal. When she refuses, he shoots her again, aiming to kill. Seeking the identity of the Interpol agent, Cyrus falsely claims it's him. Before Jorgensen can shoot, Italian police arrive, surrounding them. Jorgensen, feigning self-defense, brandishes his gun, but Cyrus signals Misun to display a video of Jorgensen killing the woman on the plane's screen. As Jorgensen is arrested, Huxley and another agent arrive by helicopter. Abby discovers from the agent that Huxley nearly jeopardized their lives, prompting her to punch him and declare her resignation. Cyrus and Camila set off on a boat, and Abby eventually joins them. A few weeks later, Cyrus surprises Abby by repurchasing her childhood home. In a significant revelation, he discloses that Luke never actually quit, he was executing a side mission to pilfer the gold. Magnus had created counterfeit gold bars and shipped them on the same plane, swapping them for the genuine cargo during the confrontation, discarding the real bars. Meanwhile, Luke, stationed in the Alps, remotely controlled the descent of the gold, leaving Huxley fuming with worthless metal. Cyrus and Abby, reuniting with the team by a lake, used the remote control to retrieve the gold from the water. Abby decides to rejoin the team, and Cyrus seals the reunion with a welcoming kiss. Thanks for tuning in to our latest video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means the world to us. Stay tuned for more exciting content. Until next time, happy watching.